The episode Forever Ambergris from Tales from the Crypt is a masterful study of human obsession, desire, and the thin veneer separating ambition from moral compromise, encapsulating the series' ability to intertwine dark humor, suspense, and ethical reflection. From its opening, the episode establishes a coastal town shrouded in mist, where the ordinary rhythms of life are tinged with subtle unease. The protagonist, a man consumed by the pursuit of the rare substance ambergris, is introduced not with fanfare but through quiet, almost obsessive actions, cataloging past finds and meticulously examining washed-up fragments. This attention to detail immediately positions him as a figure whose intelligence is matched only by his growing compulsions, setting the stage for a narrative where curiosity and hubris collide. Early sequences highlight the contrast between the natural world and human desire, with panoramic shots of the restless sea juxtaposed against the protagonist's focused scrutiny of tiny, seemingly insignificant objects. The cinematography captures both the grandeur of nature and the minutiae that fuel human obsession, creating a visual metaphor for the episode's thematic core, the allure of something precious and elusive and the consequences of becoming consumed by it. One of the most compelling scenes occurs when the protagonist discovers a massive lump of ambergris lodged in a tidal pool. The camera lingers on his reaction, emphasizing the almost reverential way he touches the object, framing it as both a treasure and a temptation. This moment is emblematic of the series' approach to horror. The threat is not just external, but psychological, rooted in the character's internal compulsions. His interactions with the townspeople further deepen the narrative complexity, revealing varying shades of human morality. Some characters are opportunistic, attempting to exploit his obsession, while others are wary or even morally conflicted, reflecting how human desire and greed manifest differently in different individuals. These dynamics create a rich social landscape that complements the protagonist's personal journey, illustrating the interplay between individual fixation and communal response. The sound design in these sequences is subtle yet effective, blending the rhythmic crash of waves with ambient environmental sounds, enhancing tension and immersing the audience in a world where every sound underscores potential peril. The episode also cleverly incorporates moments of dark humor, characteristic of Tales from the Crypt, which serve to underscore the absurdity inherent in obsession. For example, a scene in which the protagonist attempts to transport a particularly large piece of ambergris back to his makeshift laboratory devolves into a series of increasingly improbable misadventures, eliciting both laughter and a sense of impending doom. These moments of levity are not merely comic relief, but function to highlight the folly of hubris and the unpredictability of fate. As the narrative unfolds, the protagonist's obsession escalates into full-blown compulsion, isolating him from friends, family, and community. Scenes in which he neglects basic needs or risks personal safety to secure ambergris underscore the psychological grip of desire, demonstrating how single-minded pursuit can warp perception and priorities. This portrayal resonates on a universal level, evoking reflections on how humans become entangled in pursuits that, while seemingly noble or lucrative, ultimately dominate life at the expense of ethical and relational considerations. The visual storytelling is enriched by careful use of color, light, and composition. Golden hues are employed to imbue ambergris with an almost sacred allure, while cooler, shadowed tones dominate moments of tension, danger, or moral reflection. These choices heighten both aesthetic appeal and thematic resonance, allowing viewers to sense the protagonist's emotional state and the narrative stakes without explicit exposition. Editing further enhances the episode's suspense, with alternating sequences of meticulous research, sudden discovery, and escalating mishap maintaining narrative momentum and emotional engagement. The story's climax, in which the protagonist's obsession culminates in a moment of confrontation with both natural forces and human consequences, is executed with precision. Here, the series' signature blend of horror and irony is most pronounced. The protagonist achieves a fleeting triumph, only to confront the inevitable repercussions of his obsession. This denouement reinforces the narrative's moral architecture, emphasizing that actions driven by compulsion often carry consequences that are inescapable and, at times, poetic in their justice. Comparatively, Forever Ambergris distinguishes itself from other Tales from the Crypt episodes by its emphasis on character psychology over shock value alone. While gore and sudden scares are part of the series' trademark, this episode invests in the protagonist's internal world, exploring how desire shapes decision-making and interpersonal dynamics. The result is a story that is both engaging and intellectually stimulating, offering multiple layers of interpretation for attentive viewers. On a personal level, the episode prompts reflection on the seductive nature of rare and precious objects, and, by extension, the ways in which human desire can distort priorities, perception, and ethical judgment. Observing the protagonist's journey evokes empathy, frustration, and sometimes amusement, creating a complex emotional experience that mirrors the intricacies of human ambition itself. The episode also excels in its incorporation of folklore and historical context surrounding Ambergris. By weaving these elements seamlessly into the narrative, the story gains a sense of authenticity and depth, enriching the viewer's understanding while maintaining suspense and intrigue. The attention to detail in research, presentation, and character motivation contributes to a sense of verisimilitude that enhances both narrative credibility and viewer immersion. Additionally, the interplay between human action and the natural environment underscores a recurring theme: the unpredictability and indifference of the world to human desire. Storms, tides, and the shifting coastline function as narrative forces, reflecting the protagonist's internal turmoil and the broader consequences of unchecked obsession. This interplay reinforces the episode's cautionary message, suggesting that while ambition and curiosity can drive achievement, they must be tempered with respect for forces beyond individual control. The narrative structure, blending linear progression with reflective interludes, allows the audience to experience both the immediacy of suspense and the contemplative weight of thematic exploration. Moments of stillness and introspection are interspersed with action and discovery, creating a rhythm that mirrors the ebb and flow of both the tide and human obsession. In conclusion, Forever Ambergris represents a pinnacle of storytelling within the Tales from the Crypt series, combining rich character study, psychological depth, atmospheric cinematography, and thematic sophistication. Its exploration of desire, obsession, and moral consequence resonates on both a personal and universal level, while the infusion of dark humor and irony maintains the series' distinctive flavor. By marrying suspense, visual artistry, and ethical reflection, the episode offers a viewing experience that is simultaneously entertaining, unsettling, and thought-provoking. It stands as a testament to the series' enduring ability to explore human nature through horror, humor, and narrative ingenuity, leaving a lasting impression and encouraging repeated engagement to uncover deeper layers of meaning. Watching it is not merely an exercise in entertainment, it is a meditation on human ambition, the allure of the extraordinary, and the inevitable reckoning that follows obsession, solidifying its place as one of the more memorable and compelling entries in the anthology.